And now we have Giorgio Blangetti. He's the product owner of Conversational AI solutions for Nestlé. He has a pretty interesting internal tool at Nestlé, which they call NesGPT, for obvious reasons. And he wants and intends to democratize AI at Nestlé. So, Giorgio, all yours. Please come forward. Big round of applause.
Thank you. So, the last note before the break, you are the survival. Thank you to stay with me. And yeah, I'm Giorgio. Now, it's this one, no, the other one. Let's see. Okay, yes. That's me. Good morning, everybody. I'm Giorgio. I work for the global department of IT in Nestlé. And my main role is about personal productivity and collaboration. And in the last 5-10 years, I developed a lot of chatbot. Somebody of you remember what was a chatbot? Like 5 years ago, I've developed or used chatbot in the last, I don't know, before 5 years ago. Raise your hand. How was your experience?
Fantastic.
Yes, it was terrible. The experience was terrible. And I can tell you that it was also terrible to develop and maintain this type of technology. I can see that many of you probably feel the same pain that we have at the time. But then almost everything changed in November 2022. November 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT. And ChatGPT was a quite interesting tool. It was a quite interesting tool because for some part of the company it was a problem for the compliance part of the company. But on the other side, it's a beautiful technology. So at that time, Nestlé think about how we can have this technology inside the company. I actually personally created with a couple of developers the first prototype of this technology inside Nestlé. Then the project was lent to the innovation department that we have in Barcelona. It's a great department that creates innovative technology at scale. They developed this tool, and then around 3 months ago, they hand over to me again this tool. This technology, NesGPT, it's a conversational AI solution, very similar to other technologies that are on the market. But before I go to NesGPT and show you exactly what is it, I just want to tell you something about why it's important to democratize this type of tool. There is 3 main reasons why we create this technology inside the company. The first is about the compliance. Many of the tools that you can see in the market right now are not compliant with the European AI Act and many other problems on compliance. Also because you need to think about that this technology is something different from like other consumer tool that we use inside the company, like a search engine. Think about Google. We use every day Google in the last 30 years, and it's a consumer product that we use at work. But the difference is that for have a good result of prompting, you need to explain a lot of your work. You really go to the detail and explain to this tool exactly which sentence you want, the name of the customer, every data. And of course, you don't want that all this data is going to somebody externally that is not managed properly the compliance. Compliance is the first reason. Second reason is the cost of the license. Right now, it's a very expensive technology. Nestlé have 300,000 employees. So right now, we have thousands of Copilot licenses, for example. But develop something internally, right now, we can build with a fraction of the price of buy license. And the last one, because 1 year ago, when we started this project, actually does not exist a solution that have the features that we have on this tool. And by the way, still today, does not exist a product in the market that have the feature that we have in this product. When a product will arrive, we are very happy to buy instead of develop by ourselves. Anyway, I already talked about this part. So we prototype and we create this product that is NesGPT. This is NesGPT. As you can see, it's a conversational AI solution, very similar to other conversational AI solution in the market. We have the main feature that you can see normally in this tool. So you can choose your style, you can choose your language model, there is the history of your prompt and all this stuff. This platform is developed in Azure, can scale automatically the increase of the user, and use Azure OpenAI language model. Sorry. So this was the first release and was huge success. Right now there is around 95,000 of users of this tool inside Nestlé. In the next 12 months, we will double the number of users. So 200,000 of users will use this technology inside the company. This was the first release, was active on web, Teams as a bot, and on mobile, of course. The second version, we released chat with your document. Chat with your document, it's a interesting feature, and it was incredible. We see a huge success and a lot of requests to chat with internal document. This tool have around 1 million of prompt every month. Okay, it's something quite huge for an internal company. So the first time that we saw chat with your document, we understand that document is the important part. So we start to develop better about the document of the organization. And the goal was to create the essential knowledge of Nestlé inside NesGPT. So how we can bring the essential part of the company, the content inside this tool? Well, we start with a quite small library, a SharePoint library. It's a very small library, 200 documents, but these are the most important and well-maintained 200 documents of the company. So here there is the history of the company, all our brand, all the brand direction, every policy, all the most important essential document in the company. So I was quite skeptical when this was released to me, because when you have this type of document, there is a lot of people that really care about the content of this document, and hallucination is something that you really don't want when we talk about the history of the company that they are more than 100 years old, and we talk about some brands that are famous all around the world. You really don't want hallucination. Actually, I never receive a complaint. The RAG technology works very well. So if you have a very nice document library, you can feed into this tool and works very well. So the next idea, of course, and this is something exactly how it works. We use LangChain as orchestrator and many other technologies behind. So the next point was, okay, why we don't feed NesGPT with a lot of more content? All the content from the internet. We have a beautiful internet that is available all around the world, have section in every language and something like this. There is a lot of content. Why we don't feed the internet inside NesGPT? Yeah, I can tell you we try. There is all the schema about how we ingest the document and then how we retrieve the document. Was terrible. It's terrible. We are still paying right now. It's not that easy. Because when RAG technology, it works exactly in the opposite way of large language model. In large language model, more document you have, more content you have, better is. That's something that everybody learned. With RAG, is the opposite. More content you have, more there is the possibilities that you will bring the wrong content. So think about you have a library of 1,000 documents about policy. Okay? All this policy, if was well done, have the same template, and 80% of the content is actual the same or in the same policy, because maybe the policy is in 10 languages, so you have the same document that change only one part, the part of the content, in different language, And then you have another policy that is very similar, exactly the same template, and just change a very fraction of the content. This is terrible for RAG. So it's not working very well. You need to maintain and create a different RAG for each of these library, and you need to look at the content that there is in this library. It's something that was done like the same problem that have 10 years ago when somebody tried to index content inside the company. Here is the same problem. And in the same way, you need to solve. You need to solve with metadata. That's something that I'm sure that nobody wants to listen anymore, but yes, it's still a lot of important to give the context of the document with metadata and retrieve some more information about the user that used the solution. So, not only a RAG, but you want a graph RAG. You want to bring inside RAG more information about the user. Where did the user come from? In which country? Which department? Which is their job? So you can give a lot of more context to the language model to retrieve the right document for you. So I'm from Italy. Maybe I need the Italian travel policy. And somebody from Spain will have the Spain travel policy. But you need to give to the large language model all this context for retrieve the right document. And yeah, this was the part that was probably the most complicated, and we are struggling every day. So, first lesson here, if somebody will tell you, give me your solution and I will plug and play your intranet into the language model for your essential knowledge, is not working in this way. It's much more work that needs to be done. The last point that I want to talk, because then I really would like to have some questions from you, is about the next step. So we start to give to this tool a lot of knowledge about the company. Was hard, but yeah, we are doing every day. We add more content. But then there is some content that is not for all the company. It's just for one department. There is for one brand and one department. And you cannot feed this tool with this content because it's not for everybody, so it's not essential knowledge, but it's just for one department. In this case, we create an AI connector. I'm not sure that you can see here, there is a little row and you can see there is different connector. That means that NesGPT have an open API that are ready to connect with other AI solutions. NesGPT would like to become the front end for all the other AI solutions. So you don't need to care about the front end, the design of the front end, the audience that will receive this document, but you need to just take about your content. You have your library, make sure that it's the best library. Then we have a tool that was developed by ADI team, the name is RAG as a service. You just need to connect your library to the RAG as a service, and we will show inside NesGPT. And only the right user will see the right the AI tool. Okay, last things. We will release the first AI connector for the legal and compliance department. They have around 5,000 documents on it next week. So I will tell you the next time about how it's going. I really hope that will go very good. And the future, of course, we don't want to have this selector. Would be much better if the tool is intelligent enough to understand, hey, you are from legal department, you can access this legal document, something like this. It's not capable right now. We make some tests, line chain, line graph, made in the middle, many technology, still not good enough. So we need to create this manual connector. Of course, in 1 year from now, probably we don't need any more. We expect that the language models would be smart enough to understand which document will show you. And that's it. That was my presentation. This tool is used by more than 100,000 users in Nestlé today. And we need to scale around 200,000 users. Ready for question? 5 minutes.
All right, we have a few questions. Wait. Applause later. Appreciation has to be delayed gratification. Well, we have 2 questions here on the front side. You choose whoever it is, so I'm not biased, then they don't blame me for it. There are hands up, choose one of them. You see, easy peasy.
Thank you for our presentation. My question is, did you use fine tuning?
Yeah, yes. So we have two types of fine tunings. One for the language model, and the second one is for this tool, so the AI connector. For the AI connector we use, I cannot show you anymore. Anyway, for the AI connector we use a tool, the name is Ragas. It's a beautiful technology, that compare with create synthetic data, and then you can use, because with normal data you cannot really compare everything, so you need to create some synthetic data, and then with Ragas you can compare, because also think about all the time that you change the language model, you need to check again all the connector and the data of the RAG that you create, so you need to have a tool that makes this check all the time that you make a change in the model.
One last question.
Thank you. I have actually a question on evaluation, because I'm wondering, for, let's say, more general question, it's much more easier to evaluate, like LLM as a judge and other approaches. But for example, for this compliance and legal department, how the evaluation looks like for this tool?
Pretty good, actually, yes. So for the legal and compliance, you know that there is the possibility to change the style, so the temperature of the model from basic to medium to high. Of course, they choose high, that's it, high. So the user cannot change the model, cannot change the temperature. The temperature is decided by the legal team. But yeah, I'm not own the content, they own the content, they make the test, and they say that was pretty good. So yeah, next week we will release.
First of all, amazing presentation. Thank you very much. My question goes to, how do you limit? You said web search is enabled in the in a model. How do you limit like the response of the AI, and how do you know if the question, because like as you said, like 1,000 documents, I imagine you don't know all the content from these documents, and how do you fine-tune the AI so it does know what questions are good and what questions does it not allowed to answer?
So first, yes, the tool can go to internet and find a retrieved answer. And that's a problem, because maybe when the tool goes to internet, can bring some part of the prompt, and maybe in this part of the prompt there is some data that cannot go to internet. That's the problem. Right now, we have the problem, okay? But we are in the middle of release a feature, the name is Man in the Middle. That means that the tool, before go to internet, will ask to the user, hey, for this answer, I need to go to internet. Are you sure that the content that I'm going to check on internet is compliant with Nestlé rules? Yes or no? Or you can answer whatever you want. It's a free answer. You can say, yes, go ahead, no problem at all. And the tool will go to internet. This man-in-the-middle technology is beautiful because in the future we can use for create agent. Is the basic. Now it's just asking about, hey, I can go to internet or not. In the future, I can ask, hey, I can make this check or not, or I can change the stuff or not. So it's a more interactive tool. Right now, we consume the tool. In 1 month or two, we will have this double interaction with the tool. Second, about the question, every content that we put in this tool have an owner. We have a content excellence team that check all the standard procedure in the company, but then every part of the company that want to connect with this tool is own the content, and they need to check if it's good enough for this tool.
We are out of time right now, so he will be available, do not worry. I know he likes to have lunch, and he'll have it with all of you. No doubt about it, but as I mentioned earlier, a big round of applause for Giorgio, please. And